Hello, good afternoon, Tribuners. Welcome back with me, Mutiara, in Indonesia News of Tribun Lampung. We will present you an updating and interesting information from every place in Indonesia. And here, the complete news. The first news is, upset with husband, biological mother abuses her child. Upset with her husband's attitude, a mother in North Lampung has the heart to torture her child. 24 years old LFM, a mother in North Lampung, admits that she regrets torturing her child. LFM said the video that circulated was made not in a day. Some of the videos he made were recorded on June 2022 and most recently on Sunday, the 4th of September 2022. She recorded using his sister's cell phone in Bukit Kemuning. She admitted that neither her parents nor her siblings lived there. The torture was motivated by anger towards her husband. She admitted that her husband had not been given a living for the past month with the initial Ave. Ave has been away from home for a year without providing for him and his two children. He reasoned that she tortured his children to get his husband's attention so that she would be given a living. She and Ave have been creating a household for about 2 years. The fruit of marriage with Ave, 11, was blessed with 2 sons. First, Az is about 2 years old, then ASY, who is 13 months old. She even admitted that she did not have the heart to torture her son. She argued that her son was tortured to know her husband's reaction to the Ave. Before carrying out the torture, 11 had spoken to her husband in a kind manner about his responsibilities toward her children. Not a pleasant answer. Instead, the husband said whatever. She still demands a living from him. He even had time to offer what if the child was taken care of by someone else. Her husband, Eve, even responded by giving an answer to not. Having received an uncertain answer from her husband, she also got emotional because her husband showed her the money his husband would use to remarry. The next news is, Ferdi Sambo's inspection with a lie detector is not effective. Criminal experts consider that the examination of Ferdi Sambo using a lie detector was inefficient or questionable. The reason is, from the result of the investigation until the suspect was determined, Ferdi Sambo was known to have engineered or lied about the death of Brigadier G. This view was conveyed by a criminal expert at Jenderal Sudirman University, Hipnu Nugroho. According to him, an examination using a lie detector should have been carried out at the beginning of the investigation. Namely, when Ferdi Sambo mentioned the death of Brigadier G as a result of a shootout with 2nd Bayangkara Richard Eliezer or 2nd Bayangkara E. So, according to Hipnu, there is no need for a lie detector examination when evidence has been obtained until there is a suspect. But on the other hand, Hipnu also considered the decisions of the Indonesian National Police to examine Ferdi Sambo using a lie detector to optimize scientific crime investigation. Furthermore, he emphasized that the use of a lie detector to examine Ferdi Sambo was a way to confirm the statement from the former head of the Propam Division of the Indonesian National Police. Hipnu reminded that the lie detector is only a convincing tool, not evidence, To note, an examination of the use of a lie detector has been carried out on the five suspects in the premeditated murder of Brigadier J. They are Ferdi Sambo, Putri Chandrawati, 2nd Bayangkara E, Chief Police Brigadier Ricky Rizal or Chief Police Brigadier Double Air and and Kuat Ma'ruf. Ferdi Sambo was questioned on Thursday, September 8, 2022 at Indonesian Police Forensic Laboratory Center in Sentul, Bogor. Meanwhile, the examination using a lie detector and 4 other suspects was carried out on Tuesday, September 6, 2022. The result of the examination using a lie detector on 2nd Bayangkara E, Chief Police Brigadier R and Ma'ruf have been announced and declared honest. Meanwhile, the result of Ferdi Sambo and Putri Chandrawati's examination were not announced to the public. The next news is, the female police officer involved in the Ferdi Sambo case has been removed from her position. Police Commissioner Adjutant Dia Chandrawati, the first female police officer to be caught in the Ferdi Sambo case over the death of Brigadier J, has escaped the sanction of dismissal. His fate was not as bad as the other 3 police officers who were dishonorably dismissed in a Code of Ethics trial. Police Commissioner Adjutant Dia Chandrawati has undergone a Code of Ethics trial on Thursday, September 8, 2022 for 6 hours. The result of the ethics trial, the fate of female police officer Police Commissioner Adjutant Dia Chandrawati is still lucky not to be fired like other members. She was only given an ethical sanction, namely an apology verbally and in writing before the Indonesian Police Code of Ethics Commission. In addition, administrative sanctions in the form of demotion or demotion for a year. Police Commissioner Adjutant Dia was only given ethical and administrative sanctions because she was judged to have committed a violation in the trial she was participating in. She was called unprofessional in the management of firearms in the case of Brigadier J. The result of the trial of the Indonesian Police Code of Ethics Commission stated that Police Commissioner Adjutant Dia Chandrawati was suspected of being unprofessional regarding the management of firearms in the case of Brigadier J. Students' Alliance hold demonstration against rising fuel prices. Mass demonstration related to the rejection of the price of fuel oil dispersed from the Horse Statue area Monas Central Jakarta on Thursday, 8 September 2022. In this action, a total of 4 student alliances held demonstration, namely the All Indonesian Student Executive Board, the Indonesian Student Association, the Indonesian National Student Movement, and the Indonesian Catholic Student Association. The 4 groups of people in action united in asking for lower fuel prices and highlighting a number of other government policies. Based on the observation of tribunnews.com in the Horse Statue area, the masses dispersed in webs. The BAM SI mass dispersed at around 5 minutes to 5 p.m. followed by students from GMNI and PMKRI sometime later. The mass from HMI continued the action to the next point, namely the Ministry of Energy and Mineral Resources on route MH Tamrin Central Jakarta. Then until around 27 minutes past 5 p.m., Road Medan Merdeka Barat was still not passable by motorized vehicles. Water cannons and some barbed wire can still be seen in the horse sculpture area. There are also tactical vehicles that are still parked behind the water cannon. The crowd at around 5 p.m. had time to burn tires right under the pedestrian bridge in the horse statue area. Meanwhile, the masses of the Indonesian National Student Movement held a demonstration against the rising price of fuel in the Horse Statue area, Central Jakarta, on Thursday, September 8, 2022. According to Tribun News monitoring at the location, the crowd broke through barbed wire on a route Medan Merdeka Barat until it was damaged. The GMNI may also partied each other with the police officers who were on guard at the location. In its press release, GMNI insisted that the government's decision to increase the price of subsidized fuel oil was not right. According to GMNI, this policy sacrifices the welfare of the people, especially the underprivileged. Previously, the government, through the Minister of Energy and Mineral Resources, Arifin Tasrif, announced the increase in the price of fuel oil. Arifin detailed which fuels were subject to price adjustments. Then, continue Arifin, namely subsidized diesel fuel from 5,150,000 rupiah to 6,800 rupiah for 1 liter. Not only subsidized fuel oil, Arifin said non-subsidized fuel also underwent price adjustments. The next news is the distribution of aid for the underprivileged in Bali has begun. The distribution of direct fuel cash assistance for underprivileged residents has been carried out by the Bali Area Post Office since last Saturday, September 3, 2022. When met Nandi Hidayat as the Executive General Manager of the Bali Area Post Office said that his party was assigned to distribute 2 acts, namely direct cash assistance for fuel oil for the months of September and October 2022. The amount is 150,000 rupiah for 1 month, which means 300,000 rupiah will be paid in September and October. On the 3rd Saturday of September 2022, 58 have been distributed to Daupuri and Panjar sub-district. This direct cash assistance is delivered directly to the beneficiary's family home. Then starting today, it will do the distribution in stages. It is estimated that the Denpasar City and Bandung Regency will have completed the main distribution on Sunday at the latest, which means that the next only distribute the remaining that will be paid. In total, in Bali, who received direct cash assistance for fuel oil, as many as 123,611 kpm data entered until this morning. The data is gradual and the number will continue to grow until the data is made. For the disbursement of the mechanism, there is a notification letter to the resident who received it. After that, the residents come to a predetermined places, like coming to the village office by bringing a notification letter, head of family, and identity card. In the process of paying direct cash assistance, village official and security there will be involved. The process is to verify the identity card and the recipient. Is that person entitled to receive in accordance with the nominative list? There are three conditions in which the first recipient only receives direct cash assistance for fuel oil or only BPNT, but the percentage is small. The one who receives the most of both soda will take precedence. Next, the payment of a small amount, for example, cannot come when there is a payment schedule at the village office. You can come to the nearest post office for recipient of direct cash assistance who died. The direct cash assistance was returned instead of being given to the heirs, who can represent the family in a family card that already has an identity card. Family card must be shown to the officer without the need for a power of attorney. Meanwhile, the head of the Bali Rehabilitation of the Bali Province Social Service, Ida Ayu Anggreni, said that in this case, according to decision from the Directorate General of Social Empowerment, there are technical guidelines that have been arranged for the rule of the social service. In addition to monitoring the social service, also reports periodically to the Ministry of Social Affairs for the Provincial Social Service and will later conduct an evaluation related to this disbursement process, then monitor monitoring and reporting and coordinate. The next news is 10 quintals of drugs destroyed. Around 4.7 quintals of drug evidence were destroyed by the National Narcotics Agency of the Republic of Indonesia at the common headquarters of the National Narcotics Agency of Bogor Regency, Cibinong on Tuesday, September 8, 2022. Evidence of this drug consists of narcotics type of marijuana, methamphetamine, and ecstasy pills. The evidence that was destroyed included, among others, 235.52 kilograms of crystal methamphetamine, 231.24 kilograms of marijuana, and 19,700 pills of ecstasy. All of this evidence was confiscated from 10 narcotics case reports that were successfully disclosed by BNN in the last 3 months. Prior to the extermination, drug evidence was tested by a special lab team to prove that the evidence was really drugs. Then the destruction of the evidence of this drug is carried out by burning it using a special incinerator. It was observed that the burner used were as many as 2 units and had been designed in such a way that they were placed using a car equipped with a chimney extending upwards. The activity of destroying drug evidence was also attended by officials of the National Narcotic Agency, Republik Indonesia, representatives of the Prosecutor's Office, BPO, Customs and Excise, the Bogor Regency Regional Leadership Coordination Forum, and others. The last news is inter-village football match in North Kalimantan ends in chaos. The football match between villages in North Kalimantan ended in chaos, colored by the incident of beating the referee until he was lying on the field. The Tarkam football match in Tanah Tidung, North Kalimantan was marked by chaos between the players and the referee until it spread to the audience on Wednesday, September 7, 2022. During an inter-village match that pit Sepala Dalung village against Manjelutung village, Tanah Tidung Regency, North Kalimantan, a player suddenly became emotional. The player with number 6 wearing a green jersey made a disgraceful action to the referee. The incident of beating the referee occurred because the player did not accept the red card issued by the field card. As a result of the referee's beating, the card just collapsed, and then the intensity of the match began to not be conducive. The Society Police Chief Second Police Inspector Abu Suhudi confirmed the incident of beating the referee. Investigated one of the Sepala Dalung players who beat the referee. Well, that's what the referee saw, so he was immediately punished with a red card. He said after the referee's beating, the fans between the two teams finally entered the field. He said it seems that some supporters of the two teams were fighting head-to-head. However, the police have tried to bring up the fans involved in the fight. Regarding the action given, he conveyed that only preventive measures were being taken, considering that there are no public reports that have been submitted to the Sayap Sector Police. Later, both parties have made a statement that the problem of beating the referee has been resolved. As information, the settlement of the case was mediated by the Sayap Sector Police on Wednesday, September 7, 2022. He said the second meeting would later discuss the determination of sanction for the two teams from the referee commission. Thus, both teams must attend the follow-up meeting. Well, I think that's all the news for today with me, Mutiara. Don't forget to follow us in YouTube Tribun Lampung News Video channel, Tribun Lampung Facebook account, Tribun Lampung Instagram account, and Tribun Lampung TikTok account for further information. Thank you for watching and have a nice day.